Here we have a quadratic equation to solve. It starts off as 25x squared minus 10x equals 2. And if we're going to try to factor or use quadratic formula, we'd like to have everything on one side. So we're going to move that 2 over. So it's going to be equal to 0. So we'll have 25x squared minus 10x minus 2 equals 0. And from there, we can identify the correct A, B, and C for whatever we're going to do. The A will be 25, the B will be negative 10, and the C will be negative 2. So if we're going to use quadratic formula, we want to make sure we're using a negative 2 instead of a positive 2 because of where it was. So just writing down the quadratic formula, negative b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Let's just drop all these values in. So negative b, negative 10 plus or minus square root of negative 10 squared minus 4 times 25 times negative 2. And then that will be all over, let's see here. That will be all over 2a, which will be 2 times 25. All right, hold on one second. Sorry for the pause, I'm back. So let's clean this up a little bit. We'll have x equals 10 plus or minus the square root of 100. When we square negative 10, it's a positive 100. And then we have minus 4 times 25 times negative 2. So that's going to be a positive, what is that? That's 100, that's 200? So under the square root, we have 100 plus 200, and that'll all be over 50. All right, so let's keep cleaning up here. So it looks like x is 10 plus or minus the square root of 300 all over 50. Now 300 is a pretty big number, so we might be able to pull something out. I know 300 is 3 times 100, and I know 100 is 10 times 10. I could continue the factoring, but I have a pair here. So I'm going to rewrite the square root of 300 as 10 times the square root of 3. And if that's the case, this will look like 10 plus or minus 10 square roots of 3 over 50. And if I separate that into two fractions, it'll be 10 over 50 plus or minus 10 square roots of 3 over 50. And I can reduce both of those. So if I carry it as far as I can, it'll look like x is 1/5 plus or minus the square root of 3 over 5, because 10 over 50 is 1/5. And while that wouldn't be convenient, you could actually calculate those two in a calculator and try them out in the original equation, but it wouldn't be a lot of fun. All right, just be careful with these. Practice is what's going to get you where you want to be.